casual gamers out there. It's time to talk about this PS5 Pro. Just expensive, like $700. So we really got to figure out, is it worth it for, us more casual gamers? Is this a good thing to upgrade to, or maybe even like a good first PS5?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? Because the PS5 is already pretty great. Like, it's easy to find now, and there are a ton of great games, so the Pro really has to, prove it's worth it, especially for casual players.
For sure, for sure. So we've got all these articles and reviews here, and they're all talking about how insanely powerful it is, like teraflops this and teraflops that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just makes me think of some kind of new cereal.
Yeah, maybe we'll stick to coffee for now. But basically, teraflops is like how much graphical power it has, and the Pro has a lot. Like 16.7 teraflops, that's more than the regular PS5 and even the Xbox Series X.
Okay, so it's got a beefy engine. But for someone like me who just wants to relax and play a game after work, what does all that power actually mean?
Think of it like a car with a really powerful engine. You might not be racing all the time, but you can definitely feel the difference when you need it. So the Pro can handle fancier graphics and load things way faster. So games should look better and run smoother.
Okay, so less serial and more like a smooth ride. Speaking of looking better, there's this one article here that's going crazy over Spider-Man 2. They were talking about how awesome the graphics are, especially this thing called ray tracing reflections.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2 is supposed to look insane on the Pro. Like, imagine swinging through Times Square at night, and you can see every light, every puddle reflecting perfectly. That's what ray tracing does.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm not super picky about graphics, but little details like that can really suck you into the game.
Yeah, it's all about immersion. And it's not just Spider-Man 2. Other games with amazing graphics like Hogwarts Legacy and Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, they'll also look even better on the Pro.
So we got pretty games.
Yeah.
But then I was reading about these like fidelity and performance modes. And I got to be honest, I'm a little confused. Like, isn't the whole point of the Pro that it can do both? Great graphics, A&E, smooth gameplay. Why do we have to choose?
Well, it's all about balance. They're basically giving you options for how to use the Pro's power. So fidelity mode really cranks up the visual detail, like 4K resolution retracing, all that stuff. But you might have to sacrifice a little bit of smoothness in the frame rate. Performance mode, on the other hand, focuses on a higher frame rate, usually 60 frames per second, so gameplay feels super smooth and responsive, but it might have to tone down some of the visual effects.
So it's like choosing between a super sharp photo or a video that plays without any lag.
Yeah, exactly. And the reviewer said that the performance modes were actually really impressive, like they kept a lot of the visual detail, but the games just felt so much smoother to play.
See, that's what I care about as a casual gamer. I just want a fun experience without any hiccups.
And here's something else that might be great for casual gamers. The PS5 Pro comes with 2 terabytes of storage. That's double what the standard PS5 has.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a lot of storage.
I mean, games these days are huge. Even casual gamers probably have a ton of games they want to play. With 2 terabytes, you could install like a whole library of games. You wouldn't have to delete anything.
That would be a game changer. I'm always running out of space on my PS5, especially with games like Call of Duty. Those things take up over 100 gigs each. I feel like I'm always playing storage Tetris, trying to make room.
Oh, for sure. And the best part is, you basically don't have to buy a separate SSD, which would cost you like another $100. So it's a really good deal for casual gamers.
Okay, so we've got power graphics and tons of storage. There's got to be a catch, right?
Well, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, the Pro looks pretty much the same as the PS5 Slim. It doesn't really stand out. For $700, you'd expect it to look a little more special.
Yeah, you'd think so. So no fancy design. Anything else?
Well, there's no game that really shows off what the Pro can do. Like, no killer app that makes you say, I need this right now.
Oh, so no system seller, huh?
Not really.
Bummer. What else?
Well, it doesn't come with the DualSense Edge controller, which would have been nice at this price point. And it still comes with Astro's Playroom, the same game that came with the PS5 4 years ago.
They could have at least given us a newer game. Anything else?
Yeah, it's digital only, so no disk drive.
Yeah.
And you need a separate stand if you want to put it vertically.
So more extra costs for the disk drive and the stand. Not ideal. Especially for casual gamers who are on a budget.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like they're pushing a very specific setup.
All right, so the Pro definitely has some good things and some bad things. It seems like it performs well, but it's not perfect. But the big question is it worth $700? Especially for casual gamers like us.
That's what we're trying to figure out. We'll talk about that more in the next part of our deep dive. We'll see if the Pro is a good upgrade or a good way to get into PlayStation. Okay, so we know the PS5 Pro is powerful. It can make games look amazing, and it's got a ton of storage. But that $700 price tag, that's the real question.
Exactly. For someone like me, like, a casual gamer who maybe plays a few hours a week, is the Pro really worth it? Or should I just stick with my regular PS5 or even wait for a sale?
Well, let's think about it. What are your gaming habits like? Do you care more about graphics or smooth gameplay?
Honestly, smooth gameplay is more important to me.
Mm.
I don't mind if a game doesn't have the absolute best graphics. As long as it runs well and feels good to play.
Then the Pro's performance modes might be perfect for you. Remember, the reviewer was really impressed with how much smoother the games ran, even if the graphics weren't quite as detailed.
Yeah, I remember that. Nothing ruins a game for me more than lag or choppy frame rates, especially during those intense action scenes. It's like trying to watch a movie on a broken projector.
Exactly. And don't forget about that 2 terabyte storage. Most casual gamers have a bunch of games they want to play. With the Pro, you could have all of them installed at the same time. No more deleting games or waiting for downloads.
Okay, that does sound pretty tempting. It's like having a giant walk-in closet for your games instead of that tiny shoebox I have now. But what about the future? Will the Pro still be good in a couple of years, or will it be outdated by then?
That's a good question. Tech moves pretty fast these days. But as developers learn how to use the Pro's power, we're probably going to see even more amazing games.
So it's like an investment in the future of gaming?
Yeah, exactly. You're not just buying a console for today. You're buying a console that can handle whatever awesome games come out in the next few years.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about someone who's totally new to PlayStation? Is the Pro a good place to start, or is it too much?
It's actually a great place to start. PlayStation has tons of incredible games, action games, RPGs, family games, you name it. And the Pro is the best way to experience them. Plus, with that 2 terabyte storage, new players can build up a huge game library without running out of space.
So for someone who's just starting out,
Yeah.
the higher price might be worth it because they're getting the best possible console.
Right. It's a premium experience, but it comes with a premium price. It's all about weighing the pros and cons.
Okay, let's get to the point. Should you buy the Pro or not?
If you're a casual gamer looking for the best value, the standard PS5 is still a great option. It's powerful, it has tons of games, and it's not crazy expensive. But if you really care about those visual upgrades, if you need that extra storage space, and if you want a console that will last for years, then the PS5 Pro might be worth the splurge.
It's like choosing between a nice steak and a gourmet burger. They're both delicious, but they're for different tastes and budgets.
Yeah, I like that analogy. It's a perfect way to describe this situation.
So for all our casual gamers out there, we've given you a lot to think about. The decision is up to you. But hopefully this deep dive has helped you understand the PS5 Pro a little better.
Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. It all depends on what you're looking for in a gaming console.
And even if you decide the Pro isn't right for you, the standard PS5 is still an awesome console.
Totally. And who knows, maybe in a year or two when the Pro is cheaper and there are even more games for it, it might be a better option.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it pays to be patient with tech. But for those who want the best of the best right now, the PS5 Pro is ready and waiting.
It's an amazing piece of hardware. It really pushes the boundaries of console gaming.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. We've talked about a lot today, from teraflops and ray tracing to storage and performance modes. Hopefully you learned something new about the PS5 Pro, and you can decide if it's the right console for you.
Like always, the most important thing is to have fun and enjoy gaming, no matter what console you choose.
Well said. Until next time.